For all the parents out there, picture that it's bedtime. You and the kids have been busy all day. You know they're tired, but for some reason they just won't go to sleep. And for this reason, I created the podcast Bedtime History. Bedtime History is a series of relaxing history stories that end with an inspirational message. With over 2,000 positive parent reviews, Bedtime History is one of the top education podcasts. Join me and listen to Bedtime History every Monday and Thursday on iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim, and welcome back to Kids Short Stories. Have you followed our Instagram page? Because I love hanging out there with you. I love to go live on Instagram on our Kids Short Stories account, so make sure you head on over there and hang out with me. Well, friends, today's story comes to us from Mila and Lucia. Do you like hot chocolate? Well, me too, and there's going to be a thief that steals all the hot chocolate, which sounds terrible. Are you ready for this one? Me too, let's go! It was a cold and snowy night as Mila and Lucia were waiting at home. One of their grown-ups had gone to the grocery store to see if the hot cocoa was back in stock. You see, the hot chocolate had been missing from all the stores for many, many weeks. No one had ever seen a time like this where there was no hot chocolate available. And if you like hot chocolate as much as me, that would be a very, very sad time. A time of no hot chocolate. As the door opened and they saw no hot chocolate. Was the grocery store out of it again? Asked Lucia. Yes, they said they still haven't gotten any for weeks, and they still don't know when any more will come next. I'm so sorry. Mila and Lucia were very sad, but Mila had been working on a plan, an idea. Maybe, just maybe, there's a way they could solve this mystery. Hey, Lucia, let's run back to our room. I think I have a plan. Mila and Lucia ran back to their room, closed the door, and got to work. See, I have this old package of the last hot chocolate box that we had. And look, on the back of it has the address of where this hot chocolate happens to be made. And do you see what I see? Lucia looked closely. That says it's made in our town. It's not even that far away. Exactly. So I was thinking we grab our jetpacks and head on over to that hot chocolate factory to see what in the world is going on. Why are stores not able to keep it in stock? There must be something going on. The two girls grabbed their jetpacks, threw them on over their back, and off they zoomed. If you had a real jetpack, just imagine all the kinds of amazing adventures and mysteries that you could do now. Oh, I wish I had a jetpack sometimes. It's so cool that Lucia and Mila actually have one. They barely even made it up to the clouds because the hot chocolate manufacturing factory was very close by. All right, let's zoom around a little bit up here and see what we can see, said Mila. They were looking for something suspicious, some kind of clue that would lead them towards solving this mystery. It didn't take long before Lucia saw something very suspicious. Mila, look at that over there. She was pointing at the back of the factory. It looked like a whole trail of powder that was going out the back door. Holy smokes, is that hot chocolate powder? Said Mila. I'm pretty sure it is, said Lucia, but let's get a little closer and test it. The two girls zoomed down and landed on the ground. They turned off their jetpacks to keep silent. Remember, when you're trying to solve a mystery or on a spy adventure, you have to be really good at staying quiet. Mila and Lucia both knelt down to the ground, and it was definitely hot chocolate powder. Ooh, I think that's even the mint kind, said Lucia. All right, well, I guess we gotta follow this trail, said Mila. They reached into their bags and grabbed some headlamps and put those lights on top of their heads. It was getting pretty dark. Remember, it was the evening, and it was very cold. It's a good thing that they both dressed warm for this, because they were going to need it. Crunch, 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 as they walked their way following this trail of hot chocolate into the forest. It was really hard for them to avoid all the sticks and leaves along the way that were pretty noisy. Ugh, this forest is so noisy. All this stuff on the ground, whispered Lucia. There's no way that we're gonna sneak up on anybody in here. We gotta find a different way. Mila and Lucia scanned the forest for a quieter trail. Look at that. That one's kind of like a rocky trail. Maybe walking on rocks would be quieter than these noisy sticks, said Mila. They carefully crept on over to that rocky trail, and it was a lot quieter. But up ahead, they saw something very strange. Lucia, shine your light over there. What are those things in the trees? Said Mila. They both couldn't believe their eyes. Up ahead, there was a tree that had all these white things hanging from the branches like they were growing on there, but are those marshmallows? Said Mila. It was a real marshmallow tree. I've never seen one before, and neither had Mila and Lucia. Wait a second, do marshmallows grow on trees? I really don't think so, but they were standing right underneath a giant marshmallow tree. They could reach up and pick a marshmallow right off the branches. Lucia was the first one to try it, and boy, was it delicious. Oh, that's the best marshmallow I've ever tasted. You should try one too, Mila. Mila reached up, grabbed one, ate it up, and she confirmed, that is one delicious marshmallow.
Hey, what are you two doing over there? Get away from my marshmallow tree!
Shouted a voice from deep in the forest. Hey, who's back there? Shouted Lucia. Are you stealing all the hot chocolate?
Who's asking?
We are. My name's Lucia, and this is Mila. We're both on the spy team, and we are investigating all the hot chocolate that seems to have been missing. We followed a trail all the way here. Are you the guilty one that's stealing all this stuff? It was then that they finally saw what creature was talking to them as he walked out from the shadows. It was a small green and pink little troll.
Well, I wouldn't say stealing. I would say I'm taking what's rightfully mine,
said the little troll. Wait, what are you talking about? What's yours? Said Mila.
You see, I am the marshmallow troll, and it's my job to grow all the marshmallows for the area, but my marshmallows told me that they wanted hot chocolate, and I'll have to look after them. They're like my babies.
The marshmallows are your babies? Asked Lucia, who was very confused. The little troll, whose name is Latte, went on to explain to Mila and Lucia what in the world is going on. But it turns out, yes, his job is actually to take care of the marshmallows, like the marshmallows that we eat. And I guess the marshmallows really like to take their baths in hot chocolate. Well, Mr. Latte, we have an idea. How about instead of taking all of the hot chocolate, we will make sure that you get what you need for your marshmallow bath time, and the rest of the hot chocolate we'll let all the people drink. How does that sound?
Oh, well, if you can make that happen, we have a deal.
Wow! I didn't know it was going to be that easy, but Mila and Lucia ended up saving the hot chocolate not only for everybody else, but they also found out that marshmallows like to take baths in hot chocolate. Who'da knew? It actually kind of does make a lot of sense. Well, the next time I have a nice cup of hot chocolate, I'm going to make sure that those marshmallows are well taken care for in their nice, warm bath. The end. Great job, you listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is. It's time for Kid Shoutouts. I want to say hey to Eloise from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Knox and Griffin from Washington, Carolyn and Jackson from Ithaca, New York, Ewan from New York, Goldie from Bend, Oregon, Caroline from New York, and Veda from Pennsylvania. I'm so glad that you're all in the Kid Short Stories family. And on our spy team, we could not stop Dr. Stinky Breath and his crew without you, my friends. Will you have a super duper day? And I will see you on our next adventure. Bye!
For all the parents out there, picture that it's bedtime. You and the kids have been busy all day. You know they're tired, but for some reason they just won't go to sleep. And for this reason, I created the podcast Bedtime History. Bedtime History is a series of relaxing history stories that end with an inspirational message. With over 2,000 positive parent reviews, Bedtime History is one of the top education podcasts. Join me and listen to Bedtime History every Monday and Thursday on iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.